Bishop Oyedepo lays curses on those who are blackmailing him over the Oyedepo leaked video or leaked call.
Hey, wait, don't play that video yet. Welcome to Lost TV. This is your home of all daily Nigerian trending entertainment news and gossip you need to see and watch. Yes, we keep you entertained 247. Yes, 247. So just subscribe and press the bell icon to be notified anytime we drop the latest video concerning your news and trending gist. So roll the video now. Roll it.
Senator Iruebu argues that right-tapping conversation without the consent of the parties involved is illegal. So, to the full details about this, let's roll it. Back to the matter. Over the weekend, a careful choreographed propaganda war machine was unleashed, leading to supporters of All Progressive Congress APC candidate and President-elect Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu finding their voices again on social media. For a long time, APC knew that its choice of Muslim tickets had riled the average Christians in Nigeria, though some may not publicly admit it. While most Christians who look at people based on shared humanity, competence, principles, and ideologies may not deeply have any issue with the controversial Muslim ticket, but we find the optics of it hard to ignore, especially in a multi-ethnic, multi-religious, and heterogeneous complex society like Nigeria. Deny it as much as you want, most Christians are angry at this choice, especially considering the high sectional and clannish administration of President Muhammad Buhari. The administration style has polarized Nigeria into a US versus them zero-sum game, typified by the 97 versus 5%. That is a wrong math. Vote, cast, reward policy. Most Christians watch in disbelief as all the heads of the three arms of government and the ruling party were dominated by one half of the two main religions in the country. Naturally, someone must benefit from the fallout of such anger and indignation for an open assault on the sensibilities of the pluralist nature of our country. And here comes Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 presidential election. Obi's choice was not hard and is easy to unwrap as a guess that Christians choose Obi and not the other way around because his nature and antecedents made it easy to support him. As a result, the candidate of the Labour Party emerged as a breath of fresh air whose message of transparency and accountability resonated with the youth population of the millennials and Gen Z under the umbrella of the obedient movement. Obi's personnel and timing of the candidacy were also suitable for people of the Southeast and South-South based on equity, fairness, and justice. His emergence was also championed by people with genuine interest in the unity and inclusivity in Nigeria's policy from Southwest, North Central, and all over the world and country. In the end, Obi's moral bank and backing were solid and remained despite the current hula baloo about the leaked audio. Armed with all this, Obi would have won resounding despite an alleged rigging, but he was checkmated by the system and power of incumbency. The counter-narrative from the Muslim North over the ticket, the ethnic solidarity from the Southwest who voted ethnicity over religion, and other reasons like stomach, infrastructure, party and business loyalty, etc. Nevertheless, the ruling party, the main opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) and their supporters never gave Obi, Labour Party obedient movement and their supporters a chance of success, but we are accurately dismissed as structureless noisemakers who want to gain up to 2 million votes. But to their utter shock and disbelief, not only did he surpass the 2 million votes, but won most states. If the real result from Rivers State were accounted for, he would have won the 13 states against Article 12 and Tinubu's 11. His electoral success was symbolic in many ways, as not only did he annihilate Hibato PDP strongholds in Southeast and South-South, he defeated the APC candidate in Lagos, the APC head of Presidential Campaign Council in Plateau, APC chairman in Nasarawa, and President Buhari's polling unit in Aso Villa and Federal Capital Territory. Rattled but not removed, APC and some elements within PDP had changed tactics in post-election campaigns focused on the marketing and containment of Obi, Labour Party and obedient movement. They were frenzied in their reaction and became even more terrified and apprehensive when the resulting outcome, as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), was in doubt and controversial. So a template to achieve the above two major aims, the marketing and containment, was fashioned out, and some were applied immediately, while others were applied later on as events unfold. The first step was to mock, demonize, and demoralize the obedient movement to discourage the property and obedient from going to court, given that they came a close third, while applying other strategies. When this didn't work, when the strategies were activated into a full propaganda war, the second step was to make Peter Obi a sectional Igbo candidate and, in a worst-case scenario, an IPOB sympathizer. If that didn't work, then they cast him as a Christian candidate who divided the votes along religious lines and other APC-sensitive Muslim tickets that the Christians were naturally reacting to. Posts from APC and some PDP influencers like Reno Omokri and Deji Adeyanju are pointers to this. The third step was a do-or-die effort to secure Lagos using the above narrative, which succeeded resoundingly. Buoyed by the outcome of the Lagos propaganda warfare but still roundly marred by obedience on social media, they activated a second step, choreographed and coordinated marketing of Obi's ethnic group Igbo, his core support base, obedient movement and use, and his character. There were coordinated events at the weekend, including the so-called Zendibo, whose past dalliance with APC in Lagos has been exposed, the so-called obedient constituting nuisance on board Akwa Ibom Air, and the leaked but allegedly edited conversation with Pastor David Oyedepo. It is no longer news that the audio conversation reportedly between Obi and Oyedepo, the founder of Living Faith Church aka Winners Chapel, has caused a stir online. This conversation is said to have taken place ahead of the February 25th presidential election and allegedly focused on the Christian voting community in Nigerian Southwest and North Central regions. While the authenticity of the audio recording is in doubt and could have been edited and doctored, the conversation, however, is being used as a tool to discredit Obi and his efforts to continue challenging the electoral outcome. It is important to note that even if the conversation is authentic, it should be viewed in its entirety and contents. As a response to the leaked audio, it is important to hear from both Mr. Obi and Pastor Oyedepo on the burning issue, but before then, here are some posers. Firstly, it is not uncommon for politicians to appeal to specific voter groups and during election. This does not necessarily mean that they are engaging in a religious war or any form of sectarian politics. It is possible that the conversation was focused on how to better engage with voters from the Christian community in those regions. Secondly, it is important to highlight the potential dangers of the government or ruling party abusing their powers to right-tape citizens. If this perchance turns out to be the case, then it can be viewed as a violation of individual privacy and breach of trust. Such actions undermine the democratic process and could lead to loss of faith in the electoral system. It is important to note that right-taping conversation without the consent of the parties involved are illegal and violation of privacy. The fact that the conversation was leaked and possibly doctored to support a certain narrative only adds to the danger and malice behind this act. It is unacceptable for political parties and their supporters to resort to such tactics to discredit their opponents. It is also worth noting that Obi and Oyedepo have yet to admit the authenticity of the leaked audio, even though the latter has made indirect remarks about it, while the former spokesperson in the person of Kenneth Okonkwo and Valentine Obinyem have partially admitted that such a conversation happened, but not the way it was doctored to feed a narrative. This therefore calls for thorough investigation into the matter. It is important that the truth behind the conversation is uncovered and those responsible for possible right-taping and doctoring of the audio are held accountable for their action. In conclusion, the leaked audio and the propaganda war unleashed against Peter Obi and his supporters via right-taping are dangerous omissions in the conversation that threatens the integrity of Nigeria's democracy. It is important for all parties involved to respect the rule of law, democratic principles, and the right to privacy of individuals. We must strive to build a society where a fair competition and healthy political discourse thrive, rather than resorting to underhanded tactics to gain an advantage. In a nutshell, the leaked audio conversation should be viewed with caution and in context, while politicians should be held accountable for their actions and statements. They should not be subjected to character assassination or smear campaigns by government agents and ruling parties snooping and right-taping political opponents. It is also important to safeguard against the potential abuse of power by the government or ruling party. Iruebu, a journalist, writes from Abuja to us here on Lost TV. What are your thoughts over this great news concerning the effects, dangers, and blames coming out from this audio leak of Oyedepo and P2B, and how Oyedepo has laid calls on them concerning this thing? Thank you. I would like to hear from you in the comment section. Don't forget to click on the bell icon, subscribe too for more notification. I love you all. Namaste. Bye bye.
Thank you. I go by the name Black Mamba. Don't forget, I thank God for my subscribers, my phone, and my sub. If you like, if you comment, if you subscribe, I'll keep thanking God for you. I love you all.